Blob is Magic Man's brother. Which means that technically Magic Man is the Holy Spirit.
So who is Grodd? The devil? So who's Jesus? Ice King.
I guess we could just start on that.
All right, everybody.
Adventure Time lore in the background.
Adventure Time.
Shout out.
We love Adventure Time here at Port City Podcast, episode 19. I'm just going to get into it,
Get
bro.
it, man.
So this is a little bit different. I guess we've kind of done episodes similar to this where we're just kind of talking about something that's happening in Airsoft. There's just been some things happening recently over the last 10 days. And something we wanted to talk about it and address it, see what you guys think about it, just let you know what's going on if you hadn't heard about it at all. If this is where you get your Airsoft news, then this is for you. So the situation that I want to talk about today is this new docket, this restrictions, a changing of hands, as it were. So as I understand it, the oversight of airsoft, paintball, air guns, that whole thing, the manufacturing thereof, the standards and quality standards and whatnot, safety standards and everything like that. That oversight was being given to a new commission, the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Yes.
CPSC. And they were going to be just handling the oversight of, Airsoft, basically, as far as we're concerned. And that's fine for the most part. There really wasn't anything too crazy that was happening with that. But there were some things that I think probably were just overlooked at the time and ended up causing a bit of an emergency. And then just the way that the entire situation was handled, very shady, so ended up causing this. Basically what happens is the CPSC has a rule that's in place before this whole thing took place. This is a pre-existing rule that they have where any products that are basically under the oversight of the CPSC have to have it's a GCC is what they call it. It's a general
General Certificate of Conformity.
Yes, General Certificate of Conformity. They have to. Each product has to have one of these in order for it to be. It's basically just a quality seal, and if it doesn't have one, it can be seized or something like that.
The idea is that the certificate proves that the manufacturer has affirmed. And sometimes it's third party, but basically the product needs affirmation that it conforms to guidelines put in place by the CPSC. That's right.
Gotham.
Gotham. Yeah, dude. All the acronyms. I'm terrible with acronyms. CPSC. Basically that it conforms to all their regulations.
Yeah.
And the idea is just that as a consumer, that the product that you are being sold meets the laws and regulations to uphold safety and quality across consumer goods. So there, to my understanding, there have been laws and regulations domestically here in the States, and some state laws as well, down to more local government, that require replica firearms be marked in certain ways. I think it's in New York, you have to have certain markings on the trigger and the magazine and everything, and but then
the orange tip
Georgia,
is a standard.
Here in Georgia it's just the orange tip, and that's only to my knowledge, that's only at the point of sale. And in public. So you'll see some of our blasters here have the orange tip still, some don't. Those ones that don't, we don't take those out on anywhere public and
Typically,
stuff like
we don't
that.
take even the orange tip ones out in public.
But
It's just,
you know,
even with the orange tip, the odds of someone looking at that and just knowing instinctually what it is and not pulling their potential blaster,
real life,
and doing
real
you
deal.
one, you know.
But the idea is just to help with safety and quality control. But yeah, so they have certain standards that were originally written up in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And those have
like
changed roughly every 5 years since.
Well, so
like they've updated the information.
So the from what I understand, the rule with what you're talking about that was established in 1980, that has not changed. But inside like Airsoft itself, like the different there's like councils and stuff that establish like rules and guidelines and quality standards for Airsoft that aren't affiliated with the government. They update their standards every 5 years.
Right.
But they haven't been, like the government hasn't been doing that
involved.
Work. Yeah. So
the idea though is just that there are,
that's as I understand
safety
anyway,
regulations and standards put in place by the industry that have been updated several times, and this docket is referencing old laws that are kind of outdated and don't really apply in some ways to the type of airsoft that we have today.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was part of the problem. Even at the point of recording this, I think they just yesterday passed the or
yesterday
addressed
was
the docket.
Yeah, yesterday was the deadline. So the basically the way that the CPSC went about passing this was, in order to pass it, they had to publish it without there being like an official discussion and vote and everything. They had to publish that they were making this change in some type of publication. They published it on the Federal Register, which is if I'm not mistaken, a government-run news site where
it's just like I guess the closest thing that I would describe it to would be like a journal,
right,
or something like that, where like for like research journals where they're posting articles. This is basically the government's place to post new laws and regulations that they don't feel is important enough to hold everyone like in a vote for and discussion, but they publish it. And then the idea is that if it turns out that it is important, people would comment, and then they could circle back around and readdress it rather than moving forward. But through direct rule, the idea is, this law doesn't really affect anyone, so we're going to push it through direct rule, publish it in the Federal Register, and then if no one comments, then we're just going to pass the laws because it doesn't matter. So kind of weird considering that Airsoft is getting really quite large, especially for even just for training purposes, like military and police using replica firearms to train in their own facilities and stuff. So
I think they said the amount of comments they got on the actual post in the Federal Register was like over 25,000.
Yeah, it pushed it up to
10 days.
The top 3 trending articles on
that site,
on the government website. So airsofters showed up. They commented. Hopefully they were all respectful. That was kind of the goal here. A lot of people have been saying, please leave a respectful comment disagreeing with the docket.
There was there was an official response that was drafted up. There was a video that kind of circulated around. We shared it, I think.
Yep, we shared it.
We
on our
put a
YouTube.
link to it. In the description of that video, they had a lawyer, basically Saul Goodman for Airsoft.
Yeah,
like he's the guy that has been working with airsoft paintball, this industry forever.
Guns,
he knows.
I guess
he is.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, like the expert on this stuff as far as law goes. He drafted up a official response that he said, copy this, paste it into your comment, and submit this, and it will do everything we need it to do. So I went in there when I left my comment. I went and like just looked through some of the other ones and saw, and every single one was that same response. So it looks like that's what it did that worked.
So there's we're talking about this just because we're trying to explain kind of what's going on here and kind of give an update. Obviously, this is beyond the date that they were going to push it through direct rules, so we're still kind of waiting to hear what happened with that. Due to the amount of comments that they received, it has been basically set up in a way where the industry leaders are now meeting with members of the
CPSC,
the CPSC,
GPSC,
Gotham.
I don't know what that would be. Gotham Product Safety Commission.
Product Safety Commission, yeah.
Anything comes out of Gotham.
But they've set up a meeting with the industry leaders to kind of further discuss what's going to be happening as far as that GCC is concerned. Because
that was the main thing, was that it was the change was taking effect very quickly. From the time that the article was published to the time that it was supposed to take effect was
like what, 10 days?
It was like, I think it was like 15 or so days. It
not
was
enough.
Not enough time, right? Very little. So the effective date was the 12th. It was June 12th.
We should kind of explain why it wasn't enough time.
Right. So that's kind of what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So so it wasn't enough time, and the reason it wasn't enough time was because there was no standard for the quality inspection for the GCC. We didn't know if it was a third party that needed to do the inspection. We didn't know what the certificate needed to look like. We didn't know what it needed to say, what quality checks it needed to include. There was just no information on it. There was no
good information.
There was no process.
To help manufacturers and distributors.
And it was something that as soon as this took effect, it took effect for all airsoft, all blasters, airsoft or otherwise, in production, ready to be shipped, or that had been shipped, which meant if you bought an airsoft blaster around the time that this was being passed,
it would be seized.
There was a very good chance that it could be seized if it didn't have the certificate, even though you bought it before this took place.
And every single product has to have that certification, meaning that you think about e-bike. I mean, think about how much airsoft product they push daily.
It would have ground airsoft to a screeching
and
halt.
Honestly, my fear was that some of these smaller companies that, like, we know locally and stuff would not be able to handle that sort of like halt on sales and the fees and everything of getting stuff shipped back, recertified, going through making sure all your products, in storage and warehouse areas would be certified. And even then, so if it was a third party, how much you'd have to pay to get all your products certified.
Right.
There's no real way to know what was going to happen. And the fact that there was only a handful of days before it went into effect, it really scared a lot of airsofters, and I know it. Even we were worried about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's easy to be afraid of like airsoft coming under like I guess not necessarily attack, but like being regulated in a way that prevents distributors from doing their job. I mean, we've seen the funny thing is I've seen on Reddit, as I was keeping up with this, a lot of people commenting, it's no big deal, they did the same thing in my country, all this stuff, we did the same thing, or we have more regulations. And every time I'd be like, how much airsoft do you play? And they'd be like, oh, none. There's no fields. Well, they all closed.
Right, exactly.
It's like, dude, that's the point. It's like, it's no big deal. But now you're having to buy from overseas. It's going to have to go through customs, all this stuff. And then you have nowhere to play because the industry died because of this stuff.
Right.
And it was easy to get wrapped up in the fear of that. But I think really as a community, we have to come together and like be focused, not come across as paranoid or fearful, and kind of give a bad image to Airsoft, but rather that we're calm, we're collected, we're factual, we're doing research, and we know what our responses need to be. And I think that's really important. But that's generally the reason why we were worried about this docket being pushed through direct rule before having any further discussion, which now they've pushed it to a discussion with the industry leaders to clarify some of these issues. Kind of resulting from that, we can kind of go over some of the information moving forward, what we can expect for Airsoft and what we can expect these new regulations to mean.
So I think the big thing, and this is something that out of all of the kind of fear mongering that was happening when this bill was first starting to get circulated, was no one's going to be coming to your door and looking for your Airsoft. This isn't blasters.
The ATF.
Like no one's going to be knocking on your door. Just like, where's your Airsoft blaster certificate? You're going to jail. Like no one's going to be doing that, right? So we're not sure what it's going to look like. We're not sure if it's going to be something that existing Airsoft blasters are exempt or something.
I think if I understand correctly, all blasters previously sold, they don't require it.
Okay.
They're like grandfathered in. There's no way that they could go through and
that'd be
check
ridiculous.
Everything. But,
oh my gosh, especially with the amount that people custom build.
Yeah, and at the point that and all of this is at the point of sale, right? So once that's sold to you, I don't believe you have to hang on to any form of documentation. That certificate is actually for you as the consumer. It is for your safety to know that the manufacturer has done their job and their due diligence to follow all the laws and regulations. Once it's in your hands, you don't have to worry about it. So this isn't oh my gosh, I can't play Airsoft anymore. This is for our industry leaders, our manufacturers, our distributors. Yeah. They are going to have to figure out how they're going to navigate the legal side of this. Which does impact us as an Airsoft community, because it could slow down production, could slow down sales.
It could increase cost.
We don't know all of that yet. Yeah. But moving forward, Airsoft blasters will be labeled as non-children's products, which kind of they already were. I think on some websites, it'll make you check, I'm over 18, especially depending on where it's shipping from.
Do you have to be, if it's labeled a non-children's product, do you have to be over 18 to buy it?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, so moving forward, all Airsoft will have to be purchased by someone over the age of 18 now.
So now 18 is the new youngest age to play Airsoft.
Well, you can.
No. 18 and older, okay. Airsoft. Right, well, that's it. No babies. No babies on the field.
Legally speaking, you can buy it and let your child use it.
No babies on the field.
No babies in Airsoft. No more babies.
I don't want any more babies. But I'm 17 and a half. Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Can you buy an Airsoft blaster? Baby.
I was about to say, can you smoke a cigarette? But that's 21 now.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, everything's 21 now except for signing up to go fight in the desert.
You can go kill a man, but you can't smoke a cigarette.
You can go die for your country, but vaping? No vaping for you.
That is insane.
So it'll be labeled as a non-children's product, just meaning same kind of with air rifles. You do have to be 18 years or older to purchase. Yeah. I think you can own them if you're younger. You see lots of kids running around with BB guns.
Air rifles, I get that.
Air rifles are dangerous.
An air rifle is something like a Red Ryder. When I got my Red Ryder original.
Well, yeah.
I had to actually learn a little bit about gun safety, because that's actually a dangerous thing. And eye protection wasn't something that we were tracking at that point, because it was he's not going to be shooting people with this.
Well, even then, they've got much more powerful air rifles that shoot pellets now. Those are meant for taking down small prey.
Yeah.
Varmint. It's some of them are labeled as this can kill someone. Yeah. This can fatally wound someone.
But you remember, you know how many shots it takes with the varmint rifle to put somebody down in Red Dead 2.
Yeah, it takes a few. But the idea is just Airsoft is not that. Airsoft is a recreational sport.
It's very low power.
It's considered and should be considered sporting equipment.
Yes.
Like if you go into a Dick's Sporting Goods or a Bass Pro, you're not gonna find anything really worth your while.
Maybe some Double Eagles.
Yeah, you'll
Crossman,
find some Game Face and whatnot.
Game Face.
But nothing worth your time. But
Dude,
you will find Airsoft in those sporting goods stores.
Would love to try out one of the Crossman pistols, the CO2 pistols.
Yeah.
That are like in the hanging package.
Yeah. They're hanging and they don't. There's no slide. It's all one brick, and it just.
Yeah, and it's like dude. I mean, honestly, think about the Mark 23, right?
Yeah, but like way worse, but not good.
I mean, if it shoots,
so I guess, man, I don't know. I'm not.
I'll try it out. Poor man's Mark 23.
So, but yeah, these are going to require the general certificate of conformity.
Yep.
Moving forward, we don't know exactly what that looks like, but they are saying that it won't be required by a third party, which is good because
it's not going to take as long.
It's not going to take as long. It's probably not going to cost as much. If anything, I think it's just going to require that the manufacturer declares. I think that's really all it is that they're declaring that they have conformed with the laws and regulations in place.
And if it's proven that they haven't, then that's in trouble.
They are liable for that, which is, it's really good for the consumers in the sense of now you are protected.
Yeah. Now there's quality standards.
And it'll, honestly, I think it's going to really crack down on quality control. Yeah, but like, think about that, right?
Think about your Frake over here that you got it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
After barely one day of play, it didn't work.
Right. And I think it's going to help with some of that stuff. And also, and most airsoft companies are really good about warranty.
Yeah.
But they're also like, oh, it's got a 1-year warranty. But if you take it out of the box,
If you open the dust cover to put the battery in, it voids the warranty. Or remove the butt plate. Yeah, dumb.
So I don't know how that will be affected as far as warranty stuff, but it has to be safe for use at sale. So you don't have to worry about, what if it's too dangerous? There's going to be some rules about that. But yeah, so there's not a whole lot that we know, honestly, other than we know that they're going to require the GCC. We know it's not going to be from a third party.
Yep.
As of now. They're meeting with industry leaders. And they are unclear whether this is getting pushed back and how far it is. There hasn't really been any information about if this has been agreed that it will be pushed back, or if they're just enacting it but meeting to clarify the GCC,
which is better, but still concerning if it means that stuff's gonna be happening.
Right. And I just think the main thing here is that we just need to listen.
Yeah.
We need to be ready. We need to be paying attention. Any way that we can help the airsoft community, us as airsofters, us, you, anyone who considers himself a fan of the sport, just needs to be listening and waiting to see if there's anything else that these industry leaders need from us to help support them. Because the reality is, if a lot of these big companies go under or just take major setbacks,
right,
we're directly impacted by that. Imagine if you couldn't buy something from Evike.
And it's going to be way more difficult for new players to get into airsoft if they can't even get a blaster.
Think Evike's too big for it to they'll figure it out. But the idea just being
Evike Matt will be fine.
Yeah, he'll live on forever. Our king, king of airsoft. Navrich is daddy airsoft.
Yeah,
Evike Matt is king of airsoft.
Yeah, he was elected into power.
Yeah.
By the airsofter. He was put in place by airsofters.
He was elected to be king.
Yes. Isn't that how it
I think you can do that in some countries. If you have if you have an elected king in your country, let us know.
So it's all right, this is what I think about, right? It's like tofu, right? I like the taste of monarchy, but I can't have it. So it's really democracy, but we call it. You know what I'm saying?
It makes me think of the story of I guess, who was the first king of Israel? Would it be Saul. Was he the first? I think he was, right?
Maybe.
And then it was David?
Possibly. Yes.
It makes me think of them, basically the Israelites being like, "Oh, we want a king." And God's like, "No, you don't." And they're like, "We want to be just like everybody else." And then their whole tribe just for a few years until David came along. And even then it was like, lots of war.
Right. I mean, hey, that's just the nature of, that's just the
like,
nature of man.
That was like an elected king,
Right.
So it was like God anointed
like, we want
him.
one, and he's this one.
Yeah.
All right, if you say so.
Weird thing for me to deliver you from slavery just for you to want to be under someone else's thumb. But okay, this is good.
Loki said it, dude, in Avengers. Everyone wants to be ruled.
Yeah. Wow. Look at him.
Look at him.
He knew.
He did.
He knew all along.
Well, when you're as old as he is and as handsome.
Dude, I love the Loki show. Oh my god.
That was good. That was a good. All right,
that's one of my favorite Marvels.
We're getting off track.
I mean, that's it, right?
I guess that was it, yeah.
I mean, we just want you guys to
we want you to be informed, and we want you to be aware. And
to be honest, a lot of this legal stuff is a bit confusing for us. So we've been doing research ourselves, and we're just bringing to you what we've found and what we understand.
So do your own research and tell us what you find.
Yeah, comment down below if you have information about updates. And of course, we're going to post this video, and then there may be more information later. Yeah. So if you are watching this video later on, and you know a little bit more about what's going on, make sure to comment, share some links, point people in the right direction, be a resource to the community. That's what we're here for. That's what we want to help provide a platform for.
If your dad works for Airsoft, put it down below.
Yeah, if your dad works at Airsoft.
Yeah. If your dad is
Novrich,
Mr. Airsoft, I don't know. Yeah.
That's it.
Comment down below. Yeah, man.
That's it.
Is there anything else we want to talk about? You want to? I mean, hey, man, we can just kind of chat.
I mean, we could just talk about our weeks. We kind of used to do that all the time. I feel like we haven't done it as much lately. In a while,
yeah. So I mean, well, you just got back from a trip.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
where you were engaged.
I got engaged this week.
Not combatively.
Yeah, she asked me to marry her.
Oh, nice.
No. I asked my now fiance, but my girlfriend. I proposed over last week, and so we started wedding planning, and I was up till like 2 or 3 a.m. working on stuff.
Gross.
I enjoy it. I was working in spreadsheets, so it's like where I belong.
Right.
Some might say I'm a freak in the sheets.
A freak in the Google Sheets.
In the Google Sheets, man.
Dang. Well, while you were getting engaged maritally, I was actually getting engaged combatively. I picked up this bad boy.
Oh, yeah, show off the new blaster.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna do a review on this one because y'all know what it is.
It's also not new. We bought it.
It's not new. Yeah, it doesn't have a box. This is the LCT. It's the I think it's the LC3 is the model, if I'm not mistaken. Does it say it in there?
Should have a serial number, right?
LCG. I don't remember. I knew it at one point.
It's the LCT G3.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
Give him a little little slap ski.
Smacking the thing.
Give him a little slap.
Ooh, so nice.
Crisp.
Very crisp. I got some work I got to do to it. I got to get a flash hider.
Right, because you bought this with a suppressor.
Yeah. And I do want to use it.
You're gonna move.
But I'm gonna.
Are you gonna move that suppressor over to your M4, or are you going to save it for something else? Because
undecided.
If you're not gonna move it over, I would want to buy it off of you if you're not gonna use it, because I need one really bad right now.
Yeah. The pancake.
Yeah. Because anyways, we can talk about it later.
Anyways, and I need to put an optic on it.
It's
heavy.
So good.
The aftermarket, or not really aftermarket, but bed liner.
Custom bed liner paint job.
From what it feels like, it feels a little rubberized. It's nice.
Feels like bed liner.
It is very nice. It is very much so right hand only.
Yeah.
The grip is like
built for that.
Yeah.
And the fire select as well.
Uncomfortable. Something I discovered about this that I got to figure out is it's in safe right now, and if I had a battery in here,
you could still fire.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Rotary style hop up, adjustable.
Yes, adjustable.
Yes, adjustable.
I love it, dude. It looks so good.
You're gonna play with it next time we go.
I got to. I have to, right?
You do have to.
I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
What optic are you gonna put on there? Do you know yet?
I'm looking for I want something with a little bit of magnification, but I don't think I'd be able to fit on this.
On that rail, do you know what would fit perfectly but not provide any magnification?
What?
A Cobra.
Yeah, but well, my thought was to do a red dot with a magnifier, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll fit on this rail. You're gonna have to
get like the mini or whatever it's called. Are they the micros? Whatever the little
RMR.
Ones are. Huh?
The little like RMR?
No. Like they're like the circular ones that are like that long and they're on risers about that tall.
Oh, yeah,
they're
like just
really
a really
small.
Short one. Yeah.
I mean, I could get one that extends over the thing, and then my cheek weld is just
right. Right. Well, it's up to you.
I'll do some research. I'll find something before the next time we go. But yeah,
very cool.
Like it a lot.
Love it a lot. So good.
So nice.
All right. Well, we probably better wrap this up. We got stuff to do. Part of the reason why we haven't really been talking about our weeks as much is because big money moves. We are coming soon to internet near you. Some big stuff we'll be announcing later. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us there at port_city_airsoft.
You got it.
You can DM us there with questions. You can catch all the latest updates, see clips. And then, if you want to help support us, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, you can go ahead and subscribe. We post podcast episodes every Friday. And we're moving to 2 YouTube videos a month. That can be anything from unboxing and reviews to training videos to equipment fix tutorials, all the likes. We do some budget loadouts.
Might be a video of me dancing one day.
We don't know. There is one of you dancing in the Ghost.
Oh yeah, that is me.
The first Ghost video, yeah. For part of it, at least. We switched costumes halfway through.
Somebody couldn't twerk.
Yeah, it was me. And then if you want to help support the channel, you can share this video with your friends. Comment. Takes like 5 seconds to leave a comment, and it helps us if you let us know what you like about the content, or let us know what you don't like about it. Either way, the comments really help boost us up in the algorithm, and sharing as well. So give us a general YouTube support.
Yeah.
And then we also have Reddit. You can check down in the description for that. We're somewhat active in the r/airsoft community, answering questions, posting really stuff.
Do anything for us, but it's fun.
We just like to be on multiple platforms. So if you want to, you can go follow us on there as well.
We're your average Redditors.
And big stuff coming soon. So please stay tuned. Keep an eye out for sure.
Heads up, keep your head on a swivel. Stay frosty. Yeah.
Check your corners.
Most definitely, dude. If you're doing anything, you should be checking your corners.
If you're going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, check your corners.
I always check the shower.
Always. All right, let's get out of here.
Yep, let's get
the
heck up out of here.
Yeah,
Let's just go.